Hi, this is MJ from Lioness Publications, and I do want to do a quick update on the volcano up in Alaska. Since the last time I did an update, more activity has been going on, pretty much on the dates that I mentioned. We've had more earthquakes, tremors. They're predicting that something is going to be happening. So let's just refresh our memory. And this is the Delta Core transient that I had put together. And we've got the low point here at 5:15, but that can actually be off by a week or so. So we're right at the 5:15 point, and we're going to see that there are some other angles happening that could actually bring it out just a little bit further. So let's take a look at our next chart that we had covered previously. And I just want to bring out one major factor, and that is we have Saturn over here that will be getting an angle from transiting Saturn. That is a square angle. That's, in effect, think of Saturn as a focused energy. Because it's focused, it tends to be restrictive. So here you've got restriction against restriction. It's a stressed angle, so it's not friendly. So this is indicating that stresses are building up. And it could be enough to spur some type of eruption. Now it's coming exact at 5:22. So this is important. Now, all my other notes we talked about before, those are the dates other things were happening, and it also corresponds to the dates that the tremors were increasing and the warnings were coming out. Now, what I also did is that I updated the chart for 5:22. So I wanted to take a look at exactly what was going on this day when Saturn was actually making the connection to Saturn, the square. Because sometimes that can help you get a better idea of the forces, the energy. And we have Jupiter here. Jupiter is doing an opposition to Saturn. Jupiter is expansive. Typically, we think of it as opportunities, but it expands. So now we have contraction and we have expansion going against that. So this is saying a very likelihood of an eruption. What's the date here? June 8th. When this Jupiter comes along and it is exact. Now let's take a look at something else. And that is when you have situations like this, sometimes, usually, you end up having another planet that acts as a trigger. It's one of the faster moving planets like the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, sometimes Mars. What we have here is Mercury is making what's called a break and adjust up to Saturn. So this could be acting as a trigger to the Saturn, square Saturn, and the Jupiter opposing Saturn. Now that's happening at the end of May. So we could have something happening around May 22nd, the end of May, or around the 8th of June. And again, the trigger could be when this happens. Again, those are the 3 dates to watch. I also want to make note that we have Mars actually conjuncting on Uranus. And this is a lot of energy typically being released, unfocused, aggressive type energy. But it's not making an angle to either Saturn or really anything else here except this point. So this would be unrelated to the actual, let's say, if it's an explosion that happens. So we'll come back maybe at the end of June and see if I was right on any of this. Otherwise, have a great evening. And if you want more information about the services I offer, take a look out at lionesspublications.com. That's my website. Otherwise, have a great evening. Thank you.